Hi, Arpita ma'am.
Hi, sir.
So this podcast is again not so planned. Maybe yes, we have discussed what we are going to have a brief understanding, brief outline of this discussion. But very happy to have you, madam. Might be again it was just uh, a surprise invitation which you
Yes.
happily accepted. Uh, so I would like to know about your journey, madam.
So, first of all, it is my pleasure to be associated with you. And about my journey professionally, I cleared in 2011. And after that, accidentally, I have come into this profession of teaching.
Okay.
I was searching for jobs after clearing my examinations. At that time, I was not able to get the desired job which I wanted.
Okay.
And a student's friend approached me and she was like, can you teach me? That was her seventh attempt of IPCC, or rather PCC at that point of time. And she was like, anyway, you're not getting a job, so you can teach me today. I thought, yes, definitely makes sense. But then, since I had taken three attempts to clear my PCC, I was a little hesitant that how can you teach to someone subjects which you yourself took three attempts to clear. But then, anyway, I took that decision. I thought, okay, we'll do a combined studies and we'll try to learn.
Okay.
That's how it started. And after that, we studied. Like she came to me in September 2011, and her attempt was in November 2011. We had 1.5 months in between.
Got that.
We studied together, and thankfully, surprisingly, she got cleared.
Super.
That was her seventh attempt. That time I realized that I think I can teach someone and someone is able to understand because of me.
Okay.
And I started with a batch of CPT students. Three students were there at my home only because till that time I was not sure whether I'm going to
To
continue with this
start or correct.
profession or not. So I started at my home and we got a 100% result for that first batch of
Super.
CPT students. So it all started with that one girl to what we are today. And this is how the journey of my teaching profession
I need to
started.
break that in a lot of parts. First, I would like to know the name of the girl because whosoever she is,
Her name is Swati Radhakrishnan.
so Swati Radhakrishnan, thank you. You have got Arpita and lot of students, thousands of students will thank you because a lot of things are surprising in your conversation. So I'll come up on that. So thank to Swati.
Yes.
First thing, I mean, it's very rare to hear. Okay, you said that it was not, you're not passionate about teaching in the beginning.
Exactly, I was not.
So you're looking for a job.
Yes, I was looking for a job.
What job?
I was even not sure about it.
Okay.
So it was like randomly applying for campus interviews here and there, going with the referrals, just submitting your CVs, not even sure that in which field I'm supposed to go. In between, I had got an offer from EY,
Okay.
which was from international taxation,
Okay.
but they were telling me to get shifted to Kolkata.
Okay.
So I had one thing in my mind. I don't want to shift from Mumbai. Yes,
With family.
with family. I want to stay with family, and that was one job offer which I actually wanted. Like EY, I wanted international taxation because at that time direct tax was one such thing which I had interest into. But because of this reason, I had to reject, and
Okay.
after that, I couldn't get the desired job.
So
Honestly,
it's the journey of a normal chartered accountant because I believe most of the chartered accountants, I mean, if it is in statistical terms, more than 95%, they are not clear when they qualify as a chartered accountant.
correct,
Two
absolutely.
things will be there for sure.
Yes, yes, yes.
They'll be on the sky high for a few
Because they have
months.
cleared,
They are
yes.
cleared. Uh, they'll
But
not.
they're not sure.
They're not sure. They don't know now because their only objective was only to clear the
Clear the
exams.
exams. They're not sure what are they supposed to do now.
So statistically, I'm pretty sure that most of the 95% is a lesser number,
Huh,
rather
yes.
more than that.
More than that, 100% more than that.
So they will be like, okay, ho gaya, we are done with it.
Exactly.
Now
But now
what?
what? That is a question mark
And
for
now what is
majority
the
of.
question which they will try to break it up? Then
Yes.
they'll try to discuss with the seniors.
Correct.
And most often, if they are not sure, then they'll take up the work which they find it now. Then they'll
Then
try
they'll
to
realize,
okay.
yes.
Then they'll switch over,
Yeah,
etc.
I think
etc.
that's okay.
That's fine.
good
That's
also.
perfectly fine. I mean,
Yes.
the process is perfectly
Yes,
fine.
yes.
Because in your internship period, you know what all things are going
Correct.
to happen.
Absolutely.
So one was that accident that was not able to write just because uh, your passion even after about 12 years, 11, 12 years.
Correct.
So I don't see it coming down. Uh, because I can see from the students, though I'm not in the class, but students' reaction and their feelings when they come down or their entire days spent up. I mean, they are spending the entire day. It's not a normal class, that 3 hours class,
Correct,
okay,
correct,
ho gaya
correct.
chale. So
It is a-
entire day is only passion of the faculty that can make sure that
They are
students are
sitting-
sitting throughout the day.
Correct.
That's only the faculty's passion that can drive the students
Absolutely
to sit
agree.
the entire
Yes.
day. So one is accident and one is that student.
Hmm.
And thirdly, that job thing still it's difficult to digest because many of them they are very clear. At least in this generation might be. They are pretty
Yes.
clear that if at all they are going to look for a job, they are very clear about the portfolio.
Absolutely, they are clear, but I was one of them who was not at all clear.
International taxation law, no connection.
No connection at all. And in that also, I don't know why, but I had this, maybe because I'm a Marwadi,
Okay.
but I had this thing in my mind, somewhere in the back of my mind, I
Okay.
don't want to do job. Again,
It's a good
not
thing rather. Entrepreneurship
Yes,
thing.
yes, exactly, entrepreneurship. But I was not even sure in the terms of entrepreneurship, what am I supposed to do? I don't want to do a job. I don't want to come into teaching.
Okay.
Then what are you supposed to do?
No, you don't want to come into teaching was not at all that because you didn't knew that you want to. I mean,
So when
there's
I
an-
was in my when I was a student, CA
Okay.
student, I had one thing in my mind: I'll do anything but not teaching.
seriously, I mean,
Yes.
normally I've seen girls who grow. I mean, my friends, school friends, college friends. At least not college friends. When you're a kid, girls normally have this passion of becoming a teacher in the
I
early
was
days.
not one of.
Okay.
I was like, I'll do anything but not teaching.
So in your list, that was not at all there.
Not at all.
It's only because
In
of the
fact,
out.
it was there in the negative list.
Okay, got that. So it is only because of that positivity which came out from Swati and the
Yes,
other
and
three
the other
CPD
students. Correct.
students that you made sure that okay,
Yes,
that's the
yes,
only way that
yes,
you can
yes,
proceed.
yes.
So thereafter, did you got any opportunities, job opportunities?
Not really, because I was not at all looking into it.
Okay,
So I don't even remember seeing my CV after that.
okay,
So that chapter totally got over. And thankfully, my parents were totally supportive.
okay,
They were like, now you have cleared, you can do whatever you want to do.
okay.
So I was given that freedom.
So that support from parents was
Was the most crucial thing.
crucial thing.
Yes. Otherwise, generally, in many circumstances, I've seen that once you become a CA, after that, there is a race. Get a job, start earning. That can be because of multiple factors.
Financial factors.
Financial
Not
factors.
wrong as
Yes,
well.
absolutely not wrong. But thankfully, with God's grace and parent support, I did not have that burden that you have to establish yourself financially right away.
Okay. So that kind of support was in the beginning. Then after your initial CPT batch, I mean, still you're continuing with CPT or foundation in your
No,
academy?
actually, no. We took CPT batches. We
Okay.
started with IPCC intermediate
Okay.
finals at that point of time, and we added faculty members to our team.
Okay.
Then we also shifted to a bigger premises because the batches, number of students, everything went on increasing.
Naturally.
And then till COVID, we were taking all the batches for foundation, intermediate, and finals.
Okay.
And then after that, I decided to shift to online totally.
So you don't have face-to-face classes?
As of now, we don't have face-to-face classes
Face-
in our academy.
Okay. So it's only online sales and
Yes.
might be you're there in a market where online has picked up really faster.
Yes.
Might be in South India it has picked up. I mean,
Yes,
throughout
yes,
India it has
definitely.
picked up.
Pan-India, correct.
But what to say, your area is Mumbai is a place where students get the benefit of online classes more than any other place because of the travel.
Travel time, exactly. Yes.
So in your case, you have decided to only focus on your
Online
online classes,
classes.
and you're going to different cities for taking
Offline batches,
face-to-face
face-to-face.
classes. Okay. And something about your, I mean, this was your professional journey, obviously. So after you cleared this is what obvious question both for the guys as well as the girls. Might be okay, you're done with your qualification. Whatever work you would like to do, I think this kind of support is there for most of the chart accountants because parents do understand that they know better than them if their background is not chart accountants,
Chartered accountants.
if at all.
Correct.
And then there was any kind of pressure for you to get married and that, or it was like, okay, you do your work, then you decide when to give a green signal.
Yes. So in this case, specifically, if I want to mention, my mother and father, they were like, take your own time. You
Okay.
can get married whenever like, whenever you give a green signal, we'll start searching for a prospective groom.
Okay.
And there was no hurry. Yes, obviously, you have some pressure from other family members, society pressure. That is very normal.
Got that.
But again, I would say I was lucky enough to, that pressure came from the society, and my parents were there as
To block that.
pressure, and I was given that freedom. If you want to establish your career first, you do that. Marriage can be delayed. That is not a problem.
Got that.
And because of that, I got married last year.
Right.
Not even completed a year.
Yeah. I mean, the next question was obviously that. But before that, I mean, see, not all the boys and girls will get that liberty or opportunity
Yes.
to tell that, okay, you take your time to get married. Might be, I don't blame anyone because parents' point of view, they want to see their kids
Children
settled.
settled. Exactly.
So that's
Exactly.
not wrong. So in that way, how do you think the situation should be handled specifically by girls where they have to tell their parents or convince their parents, or if they have to get married, how to continue their professional life as?
Okay, so suppose if they are in such a circumstance where they have to get married at a particular age, let's say 23, 24, 25, a
Okay.
normal ideal age,
25. Okay.
25. Then in that case, we have to, in my case, what happened was the person to whom I have got married, he has understood my journey that I've started from scratch. I've established this thing. I've made a brand kind
Brand
of
out
a
of,
thing.
for sure, undoubtedly.
And it is necessary for a girl to stay independent and to continue this for the near future.
Got that.
Because we are not living in that era where, okay, I can sit home, I can do the work, I can do the home chores and etc. And the person can manage the finances, the groom can manage the finances, etc. That is not possible in today's era. This is what I understand, at least after staying in Mumbai.
Okay, got that.
So the prospective person, you should be able to convince to your partner that I have come a long way, I have established it, and I need to continue this. This cannot be forced, but I think nowadays most of the persons would understand this.
The only criteria is they have to communicate to their partners, telling that,
Yes.
see, this is a journey. Might be will take some time to settle our
Settle
family.
and adjust.
Then make sure that we start off professionally as well.
Yes.
Subject to the, I mean, see, time constraints will not be the same for every person.
It will not be the same, correct?
But the passion, because what happens is in that case, the passion slowly start decreasing.
Yes, but I feel if the person shows even 10% of the interest,
Ah,
that okay, do it.
okay.
And in that case, you automatically get motivated.
Ah,
That's the same thing that happened in my case also. After my marriage, I took a time period of around 6 months to settle down, to get adjusted in the other
Adjusted.
person's family, etc. But after that, my husband was like, now what? Continue. Like, do something. You can travel, go to the other cities, take lectures.
okay.
One statement from that person in this direction,
Made a
and
difference.
I'm here.
Super. So talking about your personal life, I mean, I would like to know his name.
His name is Mitesh Agarwal.
Uh, I mean, thank you, Mitesh, for supporting Arpita madam, because thousands of students are lucky enough to meet her, get a knowledge, and she's also lucky enough to meet different
Yes.
young minds at the same time.
I love face-to-face matches.
Right. So, unka journey, I mean, how about that journey? So, when you were engaged, so that communication happened?
Yes. In fact, I had one thing in my mind that whenever I'm going to say yes to someone or something like that, first thing is, boss, I'm going to work after marriage.
Okay.
I have travel. I have lot of travels.
Okay.
Like almost 6 months of a year I travel.
Got that.
So only if the person is okay with it, then only I am going to
Tell yes.
tell yes. Otherwise, no. Because at that point of time, if I would have compromised, then I wouldn't have reached this level.
Got that. Might be your journey, which was at a peak, not on grown to the next
Yes,
level.
absolutely.
So that communication
That
was
communication
clearly
happened,
there.
and the reply which I got from the other person was obviously you have to do it. So that was the best thing.
It's so great to hear from
Yes.
the other guy. Might be today's generation they are supportive.
Yes, exactly. They are.
Communication is the point, and might be
Yes.
not that kind of support that you got, but there's some kind of support I feel that
Yes,
everyone will
nowadays
give.
everyone get.
So if at all, even if you're in a say joint family, maybe you can work or maybe sometime,
Yes.
or you can work from home, or you can go out on a particular time. So
Yes,
that
that
kind
is-
of support is
That adjusting nature.
adjusting
nowadays.
nature has come to all the families.
Yes.
Even though you talk about, I mean, both of us are from Marwari family.
Yes,
So that kind of support has come from all the families.
correct.
Might be in your case, the adjustment which was required was, I mean, to be very honest, it was more because
little
6 months a year you have to be
Correct.
outside. It is
Correct.
either way. Even if your husband is 6 months outside,
Then it becomes difficult for me.
for you
Correct.
to adjust. So it
Correct.
is either ways
Yes.
independent of the gender.
Yes.
So that was good to hear. So this was your personal journey. I mean,
Yes.
it is only 1 year that you.
Not even 1 year.
Not even 1
Not
year.
even 1 year.
So your anniversary is about to come.
Yes, and we are going Goa for that
Okay.
to celebrate.
So there's a break time as well.
Yes, already planned.
So you plan your breaks after. I mean, just to understand that. See, faculty has a lot of things to do. Maybe he has to incorporate the amendments, break the updated
Correct,
books,
correct.
take lectures, etc. So how
Yes.
do you find that time?
What I generally do is I plan my next 6 months in advance. Wherever I'm required to schedule the classes, I give the dates to the respective academies, and in between, whatever time gaps, I keep time for festivals. Because being a Marwadi, we celebrate every
We
festival.
celebrate all the festivals.
Yes,
Being
and
in India,
I
it's
enjoy. I enjoy
celebrating all the festivals.
Yes, yes. And so I keep time for festivals. I ask my mom that I sit with the calendar with her.
Okay.
Tell me on which all dates I cannot keep a lecture.
Okay.
So she gives me the time dates. Okay, these dates are free. You can give the dates for your lectures.
Okay.
The rest of the days when
This
I
still happens.
yes, this still happens.
That's super.
This still happens. And if I get any time period in between, then yes, definitely I have to see the back office of my academy.
Okay.
And for the other days, the common days which I and my husband we get, for those days we plan on vacation or small
So
trip.
even being in this profession, maybe we'll not look from the faculty point of view. We'll look from say a person who's going for job or practice. So even I mean the common thing, a common notion that CA themselves have, and even the society per se have, you are very busy.
Very busy.
You are very
Yes,
busy person.
yes,
You are very busy.
yes.
See, might be the thing is we have appointments for meeting,
Correct.
which is required. I
Which is
strongly
required,
believe
correct.
that without appointment, no,
It is not possible.
it shouldn't be that.
It shouldn't be that way.
So that is one thing which makes them feel that we are busy. Yes, the schedule might be tight, but there's always a scope for some off.
Off. Yes.
For
And
sure.
that should be there. That should be there. Because even we need to recharge ourselves.
Recharge, and we need to spend some quality time with
With
the
our family.
as well. Though I'm telling this on camera, the next thing which I will get from my family is it's
Where
good
is
to
that?
talk, but you have to walk the talk.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Then the next part of the journey, I mean, we'll move on to the next part of the discussion
Yes.
where, see, I got to know you for a very short span of time. Might be we met in Chennai and Mumbai,
Yes.
if my memory goes right.
Yes, absolutely correct.
Right. So I was taking some inputs. I mean, this I do with all the faculties. Whenever I go to faculty, I sit with the faculty. I would have done some work. Okay, what subject you are taking? So how much is the impact on the students?
Correct.
And there'll be some learning for sure from all the faculties. I don't know whether you remember the conversation or not, but I said that okay. I'm not on YouTube. I'm just going for face-to-face classes in 9-10 cities, which are cut
Correct.
down a lot. So I'm just traveling. So then you said that no, this is the thing that you need to do. marathon lectures you have
Yes,
to do. So
on
we
YouTube.
sat,
Correct.
if I'm not wrong, we sat on the reception
Reception
area,
of that
hotel, and
Yes.
we were discussing. I was taking inputs. I said, okay, I'll work on which I'm
Hmm.
doing now, not to the extent that you are doing, but yes, that journey started.
Correct.
That idea
Correct.
got. So that was our initial interaction, which I
Yes. Yes.
remember.
Correct.
And second thing is when we started this academy,
Hmm.
a small part that I would like to add, we didn't have this idea to start an academy all of a sudden.
Okay.
I mean, all of a sudden it happened. We didn't have that idea that we have
We
to
have
start,
to
start this academy. So what happened is when we qualified, maybe around the same time, 2012 I qualified.
Okay.
So we had a team, myself, my partner Praveen, even my brother Vikram Jain, Prashant, all of them had a team that will have our classes. We were actually very passionate about the classes right from the beginning.
Okay.
Our mentor is Deepak Gupta sir. I don't know whether you have
Yes,
heard
I've
his name.
heard.
So we were very impressed with him,
Okay.
and so much impressed that we took his subject. I mean, we said that okay, we'll follow his path, we'll take this subject
Okay.
even to the southern part of the India. So that was that in 2012, 2013. Then we saw that okay, our office is there, schedules are tight. We're going outside the cities for taking classes. Then all of a sudden it went. Finally, we got an opportunity with this new premises. Then we thought that rather than giving it to someone else, why not we
ourselves-
try and we see whether we can incorporate the other things that we have learned from the academies.
Correct.
And we were very clear. We were able to take that risk. Okay, if it works, fine. But we have to put everything inside it and we have to start.
Absolutely.
Then the first thing that we did is we listed. I mean, that was the first time when we took efforts to go to ICA website. See, we know only our subjects.
Correct. Correct.
I mean,
I agree.
correct me if I'm wrong. You might not know that how much is the depth of other subject. If a sort of student suddenly comes and tells you that group one what all subjects, you might not be able to read the
Remember the
full name of the subject.
I agree.
Right. So we did okay, what all subjects are there? We made a list. Then we made a list of both for CAInter and CAFinal. You won't believe we made a list of 5 to 6 faculties for against each subject.
Okay.
So we said okay for this subject, and because we've been traveling, both myself and Praveen were traveling in different parts, we have decided that I will not travel to the place he's traveling, he will not travel to the place I'm traveling.
Okay.
So we said that okay, these are all the faculties. So that advantage we got, and in today's generation, connecting to faculty is far easy than maybe
Very
5 years ago.
Correct.
Very easy to connect.
Yes.
So we said okay, law ke liye kisko lena? So we thought okay, Arpita madam. So I said that okay, Praveen said me rather, talk to Arpita ma'am whether she'll be able to make up. I said no. She won't come, and she's already connected because I remember you telling that you are having classes in your academy. So
Yes, we
that
had.
was the thought process. First thing, and you are already committed in many other places.
Yes.
So my mindset was no, it won't work out, but nevertheless, we wanted to bring the best of the faculties here. So based on his point, I said, okay, I'll write her name, but I was pretty clear, pretty sure that you're going to tell yes. So it was just to do. We have SOPs in our office system, so it was a kind of SOP for our academy, which you're following right from the beginning. That I have done this, so this is not working out. So, I called you only for communicating, Praveen that okay, we have tried. As said that she'll not be having time, she'll not be able to come. And one more reason, we were very clear with you as well that we don't know how many students will be able to bring in a first batch.
Correct.
We'll do everything that
Possible, that is possible.
that is to be done by an academy, and we are open for suggestion also. So that was the call that I made. And when you said yes, we were a bit surprised. Then I said, okay, she's telling yes. If you remember, I don't know whether you remember the conversation. I mean, you're sure. Then I rather
Yes, I remember.
put in another way, madam, we are not sure of the number of
Number of
students.
I remember.
So
that
still you're sure. So you said, yes, I'm sure. So that was the interaction with
I
VidhyaPeeth
remember it.
Academy. So what made you tell yes?
Sir, honestly speaking, number of students was never my criteria to decide whether I want to travel to that particular place or not.
Okay.
And another thing, we came in touch after COVID,
Correct.
and by that time, I was badly missing this
Face-to-face
face-to-face classes. And then when you said that we are having an academy in Coimbatore and
Okay.
we are going to have face-to-face classes. Anyway, South India students, I I don't know why, but I have a very soft corner for them.
South Indian students are very disciplined, very respectful to their teachers.
Yes, yes.
Might be.
So that was another reason, and I was like, okay, even if we have decent number of students,
Okay.
I was not having any number that, okay, we should be having at least 30 or 40 or 50. I did not have that thing in my
I
mind.
thankfully touched 60
Yes,
plus
yes,
in both
yes,
the
yes.
classes.
So face-to-face classes, South India,
Okay.
and that made me say yes.
So you're missing face-to-face classes
Yes.
badly.
That.
No, why I had this in mind, there was a specific reason. See, from a faculty point of view, when you see more students, it is not always in terms of revenue. It
Correct.
is in terms of that motivation, that positive energy, positive
Yes,
vibes.
yes, yes.
So, if I call a faculty who has seen, say, X number of students, say, always it is 150 plus, 60, 160 plus. Suddenly, if she comes and she expects that kind of vibrations here, so I was pretty clear. Most of the faculties, once they are settled, number does matters. But
Correct.
at the same point of time, if you give two options, option one, this number, this figure. Option two, lesser number, more figure. And the differences in the remuneration is kind of bit high. But most of the faculties will let them know, I want that vibration and I want that growth as well. So
Correct.
I'll go with that number of students which is higher. So that was my concern.
So what happens is when you run an academy, you know the other part of it also.
Exactly. Might be you already, I mean, this did not come to my mind till now. So you have already that history of running an
Yes,
academy.
that was already there.
Okay.
So kind of experienced in getting that energy even out of 10 students.
No, might be you can. I got that. I mean, it's coming in perspective because though it was in my mind that you are having an academy, that was the reason why I was not so eager to. I mean, talk to you. I was very clear that she's going to tell no, so it was only that kind of thing. But might be you understood the situation because during the
Yes.
entire conversation, I said, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" So this was because I didn't want to disappoint anyone when they come here. So if
Correct.
we were transparent with all the faculty. See, the market is good.
Correct.
We'll do our best.
But
You
since
give
it
us
was
a
the first time, no one knows that how many number of
no,
students will
the academy itself, VidhyaPeeth Academy itself is not known to many students. So to
Correct.
know there is an academy called as VidhyaPeeth Academy at Coimbatore is the first challenge, and thereafter we are clear. You wait with us for 2-3 batches,
Correct. And then
then we are sure. But that first 2-3 batches is very crucial.
correct.
So the only thing that we learn from our experience as a faculty is transparency. So we said that see, this is the situation. So you come with that mindset. So when you come with that mindset,
Then everything is
then
very
it's fine.
smooth. Yes.
But if you come with a different mindset, then you
Like
see
you are
it,
expecting 100, 150,
Ah,
200 students, and
correct,
then if you
correct.
see lesser number of students,
then that hits, then the question comes up,
Yes.
then the faculty tells, okay, I'll go and meet what happened, what went wrong, etc.,
Yes.
etc.
Yes.
So that was our journey. And we'll move on to the next part of the discussion where, see, you said that you started your journey with 100% success rate.
Yes.
Be it Swati, be it 3 CPT students.
Yes.
But we are into that profession where this 100% cannot be expected all the times. And the higher the level, maybe if you're talking about final, that percentage is difficult to achieve. And obviously, students have to put a lot.
Correct.
So, what do you think when student is in first? We'll talk about inter, what all efforts he has to give, and maybe we can take both inter and final together. Where does the student goes wrong in many places? Understanding the fact that he has attended the classes, he knows the concept. We'll go with that assumption because if a
Okay.
student has not, attending the class is not the criteria, by the way. He knows the concept,
Correct.
but still he's
aware.
not. He's aware of the concepts. He has gone through the book, maybe self-study or maybe attending the classes.
Classes.
He knows the concept. In spite of knowing the concept, the student is failing repeatedly. So, and that happens with the percentage wise, it is a very higher percentage.
Yes.
So, where he's lacking or she's lacking.
So what I feel is, suppose if a student is, let's take the example of an intermediate student.
Okay.
He has done the classes. Let's assume it that way. And once the classes are over, first of all, the student needs to understand that he has gone to the classes just to understand the concepts.
Correct.
The homework is yet to be done. Practice
Yet to be done.
is yet to be done. Writing practice for theory subjects is yet to be done.
Got that.
And solving the papers, which we used to do till our 10th standards, prelims and all those things.
Correct.
We
That
forget,
touch was that.
yes, that writing practice, that touch of solving the papers, experiencing that pressure of 3 hours was there till 10th standard, 12th standard
Good
maximum.
standard was that.
But we have totally forgotten it once we have entered CA. So that is one thing which the student misses out on. He thinks that if I am done with one time reading or if I am done with classes, I am done, I am all prepared.
Okay.
But it is not the case. After the classes is done, the actual preparation starts only after that.
I mean, that is the point that all the students need to understand. Classes is the first step. Not necessary classes. Maybe
Or
those students
self-study.
self-study.
Or self-study.
Understanding the concept is the
Yes.
first process, but not the only
Practice
process.
it, not the only process.
They feel that okay, I'm done with it, and then they get into this trap of 6 months.
Every 6 months. After every May, there's another.
I mean, May ke baad November, November ke baad.
Yes.
I mean that
That cycle
cycle starts
cycle starts.
because for sure you would have seen many students. Numbers will be huge. In my experience, I've seen so many students where I can feel that yeah, this student was capable of
Clearing.
forget about clearing. A
Getting-
few times we have in mindset that he or she is capable of a rank.
Yes.
Then suddenly he or she comes up and tells that no, I'm not cleared. She's low on confidence. He's low on confidence. He's getting the idea what to do, what not to do. We have live examples in your current batch setting,
Yes,
right?
sir.
I was talking about them a few months
Correct.
back. Let us not take the name.
Yes.
But the girl who's coming, she's a potential rank holder. I mean, in my first interaction,
Okay.
she's highly intellect. She knows the concept. Once she knows the concept, you see her exam. I mean, the test
Application.
application. It's beautiful, wonderful, which you cannot expect in the first time. I mean, when the classes are going on and in
At
between,
that time, we don't understand. Yes.
we don't expect that kind of a presentation from a student.
Right.
So that I feel is one thing. And the second thing is revision. As you said, they
Yes.
focus that concept ho gaya to sab ho gaya.
Sab ho gaya, but it is not that. You have to revise. First of all, you are handling 8 subjects.
Correct.
It is very difficult for a normal human to remember everything just by doing one reading.
Got that.
So you have to do cumulative revision
100%.
at least 2 times. At least 2 times before your exams.
For sure 2 times, and exam day, I mean, might be my way of telling the students is when you're preparing, even when you're sitting in the classes, your target is exam day.
Correct.
Exam ke pehle one day, what you're going to do?
1.5 day you should be ready ki these
How
all
I am
things have
going
to be
to
done.
revise in 1.5 days.
Yes.
If you decide that when you're sitting inside the classes, and if you're able to think that okay, 1.5 days is sufficient for me to cover a subject even like indirect taxes, I have to
Yes.
spend a lot of time.
Yes.
If you think of that 1.5 days sitting inside the
Right
classes,
now, yes.
only then
You cannot do that filtration 1.5 day before the exam.
you
Okay,
can't.
let's
You-
open the book
you
and now this.
cannot.
We cannot.
Then there'll be an exam pressure.
It's gone.
Then there'll be surely.
Yes.
And I also feel I have a few points which I feel I would like to discuss with you. One thing is like students ka intellect is not one. So IQ level, please make sure that it's not the same. There's nothing wrong with that. So students make this wrong decision of at times taking both the groups together. कोई कोई को होता है, I mean, some students they require more amount of time for working out problems, and
Correct.
might be they
That
have to
depends
take.
on the individual, and I
Individual.
think we should accept it.
नहीं होता. What happens is if I'm writing exams with you, and obviously students are writing exams obviously with their friends, some known friends from office or classes. So you're up here, I mean, filling the exam application for both the groups. I do the same. If that pressure comes up, then they I
Then they
mean,
start
start-
panicking, and everything starts after that.
forget about writing both the groups. A lot of times they don't write the exams
Even the-
themselves. फिर वो छोड़ देते. They tell that okay, no, this time I'm not going to.
And then they go low on confidence,
That keeps building. The moment you
decide
go
not to give,
first, second, third attempt, that confidence level
goes down.
goes down.
Yes.
So I think students, they have to decide, okay, it's okay to go and write one group first, be
As
it
per
inter or
your
be
own,
choice, capacity. So if you're thoroughly prepared, if you've done with your classes 3 months before, you have sufficient time to revise,
Definitely.
do revision, then go for 2 groups.
Go for both the groups, correct.
Second thing is, as you said in your conversation, writing.
Yes.
Writing, they miss that writing so much. Might be in subjects like accounts or costing during the classes, they do have still have the practice of
Yes, that is at least done in the classes. But when it
classes.
comes to theory subject,
It's not done.
you ask a particular question, they are able to answer it.
Okay.
But when you tell them to pen it down, write it down, ma'am, what to write, that happens.
Presentation, the speed is one issue.
Speed is one issue.
Writing,
what to write, how to write, how much to write.
exactly. This 3 marks. Should I write the entire provision?
Yes.
The question will be very specific about that proviso or exception.
Correct.
They'll start the entire story.
Everything.
So how much to write is one thing.
Yes.
And when they don't have that writing practice, at least for the first exam for sure, their hand shiver.
Yes, definitely.
It will start shivering and they'll have that blank mind for some point of time. So that is that. Writing practice is that.
Yes.
Might be they have to prepare a schedule, an Excel sheet, and some tool.
Yes, and maybe they'll have to keep on revising their schedule, but they have to maintain that discipline.
It will change on daily basis.
Daily basis. Yes, daily basis.
That schedule will never be pakka schedule, which means you have to digest the fact that
like prepare a schedule and stick to it for 3 months.
it will never happen.
That will never happen.
Once in a week, it will be 2 or 3 days that you find that, okay, you have missed those points.
And you have to revise it.
You have to revise it. So you have to keep that gaps. And for that, you can find mentors. Might be your seniors
Yes,
or
definitely. You can
faculty.
take their help and
Prepare a
decide.
schedule. Or individual schedule will differ from
Person
each
to
person.
person.
It cannot be the same
It
for
cannot
all
be
the
the same.
things. And lastly, what do you think differentiate a rank holder from a normal pass?
Sir, apart from these things, writing practice, revision, etc., apart from this, what I think is consistency and discipline.
Okay.
One thing is, okay, I am studying today for 12 hours. Tomorrow, yesterday I studied for 12 hours. Today I can take a break.
Taken off.
Taken off. You can treat yourself with an off, that is okay, but that should be a planned off. And whatever number of hours you have decided to put in, that I feel that should be consistent over your entire 3 months or whatever is your preparation. Another thing is discipline. No one is going to, come and tell you that you have to clear.
Even your parents.
Even your parents. So you have to be disciplined. You have already chosen that you want to clear your examinations. So that discipline, that motivation has to come from within. That okay, even if I'm able to study for whatever number of hours, I am disciplined and I'm going to continue it
Throughout the journey. So that differentiates.
If you try to cheat, then it's not that you're doing it with someone else. You're doing it with yourself.
Might be then the potential rank holder candidate rather every student who's writing the exam are potential rank holders. The only thing that differentiate them apart from what madam has said is smart preparation.
Yes.
Consistency,
For
discipline, smart. When you are into that last 1 month, first revision, say maybe first 2 months. Second revision
during the last month.
Smart preparation is the key. ABC analysis is
you cannot do everything.
Not possible. In CA curriculum, at least at CA final level.
So some filtration should go on happening from your classes level to the first revision to second revision and then 1.5 day.
100%. That smart revision has to happen. As a faculty, we know and we do give that this is important. And when they ask nowadays, gone are the days our faculty used to let sab kuch important as sab kuch padna. Yes, that is the process for a faculty inside the classes, which we still do.
Yes.
But when it comes to exam day, this ABC analysis,
do the ABC analysis.
It's very crucial.
Yes.
The reason is we know that this particular provision, that there are a lot of provisions in that taxation which I can blindly tell it won't come for exams.
Correct. Okay.
You see all the past papers, you see the level of depth, you see the confusion in the industry. There's no clarity in the industry and the government as not putting up any circular.
Right.
So we surely know that this is not going to come.
Correct. So that can be kept as a last priority.
Last
you can
priority.
totally ignore it maybe 1.5 day before the exams.
Even that 1 month preparation,
You won't find time.
you won't find time. When you are talking about that schedule, what happens is you will miss that schedule for sure. weekly, twice or thrice, surely something or other will happen, because you would have thought that even if you're disciplined,
Yes, that is absolute. Anything can come up.
you would have thought that, okay, this particular portion I'll complete in say 10 hours.
Hmm.
It might take 15-20 hours.
Yes. So that deviation is very normal.
Very, very
In
normal.
spite of being disciplined.
I mean, we're talking about a person who's consistent and disciplined. Might be few cheat dates are fine.
Yes.
But apart from that, this 1 month revision, second revision, what we call, if they start doing everything,
It is not
it is
possible.
not possible.
It is not.
So they have to be smart enough, and students are smart enough in the beginning.
But
Kya important hai, what is not important, what is not important.
Yes.
But in that pressure, see, if you're not planning, this will not work out.
Correct. If you've already planned it in the beginning that okay, I don't want to do this in
ABC analysis in
second
the index
revision
or something, it
then
won't
you
work
don't
out.
need any pressure if you're already planned.
Last 1 month, you don't even remember what you don't remember what was discussed in class. You remember the concepts,
Correct.
but what is important, what is not,
That
and
was-
as you said, 8 subjects.
Huh.
So it is not possible for them to
Correct.
recollect everything.
Everything.
That
Agreed.
smart revision, I guess, differentiate a student
From-
who is going to get a rank, because he has made up in his mind, okay, 1.5 days is possible only
Correct.
with this
This particular
smart revision.
filtration. Yes.
Right. Anything else that Arpita, that you would like to add for the students?
So I always tell to my students that enjoy this journey. Like when you're doing your studies, at some point of time you might feel that what is this? I'm attending the classes. I have articleship. Again, I am doing the classes, completing all those MCS courses, GMCS courses,
Courses.
whatever is there. And then I somehow clear my intermediate. I come for my finals. Here also I'm struggling. All these things happen. But if you enjoy the journey, it becomes very beautiful. And now when we have already crossed that phase, I
You
really
relate.
miss.
Yeah.
I really miss my journey. At that time, we used to crib like, why this? Why CAFinal? Why 8 subjects?
We used to be very angry with our principals.
Yes.
Might be we are not having anything to do with that, but
Exactly.
those who are going to go for practice or job,
Huh.
they realize, okay, what
Still,
I've learned
even
was.
if we have not gone for a practice or a job, like I'm not into it, but still, I still admire the way my principal used to work, how he used to handle the entire staff, and I still admire that.
Now,
Now, when we have already, passed that.
see, that is
particular
normal. That is normal stuff that will happen. I feel that enjoyment is there among the students inside the classes.
Yes.
Self-study is excellent, but I feel that some classes, not that our classes, some classes should be there. Because for CA students, I personally feel that there's no interaction, there's no communication.
So they are
So,
totally
kahan pe, where
isolated.
that outlet comes?
Yes.
GMCS schools? No.
No.
Might be they enjoy there as well.
But that is again for a very
Very short
shorter
span
period
of time.
Yes.
So that classes might be will give them the touch.
Yes.
And what we have learned from the industry, and industry is repaying back by telling that you are not worth the quantum of salary like an MBA.
Correct.
The only differentiating factor is
Communication.
communication. They know that the work that CA can do, for sure, without disrespecting MBA, the MBA candidate and the MBA candidate cannot do, and vice versa. They are very good at communication, so they are good at
Correct.
getting clients as well.
Correct.
So
Absolutely.
that is.
So this is the only thing like I would like, because they'll realize this, but at a very later point of time.
I think that you have to give some idea to love this journey, because what I have learned is you tell them this now, but that journey will be normal CA students' journeys. Curse everyone.
Sir, I observed this difference in my classes, in my
How?
existing batch. I told them that you should start enjoying this journey. Even if I'm taking long hour classes for you, 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, you should enjoy. You don't have to take that, oh ma'am, law is a burden. Right from the next day when I asked them, can we like sit back after the lectures for some revision, for some extra hours? I'm like, yes ma'am, we are okay with it.
Classes they do enjoy because they get interaction for faculty more. I mean,
Yes.
passion is there.
Yes.
But the journey, entire journey. See, classes is one part of the journey. Classes, faculty drives it. So if a
Correct.
faculty is able to put his or her passion,
Yes.
he or she will be able to do it. Otherwise, their other journey. So if you talk to students on one-on-one basis, they'll have so many complaints. with ICI, with principal.
I know.
So that
With
journey,
their
how
schedule,
to,
with their studies. Sir, I feel that you have to tell yourself that, okay, this is a part of life. This is going to happen
this has happened with my seniors.
with your seniors, and it is going to, the problems are going to increase when you
Go ahead.
go ahead in the other, phases of your life. So that's okay. Just enjoy. Even if there is a problem, take care. There is a problem. We cannot do anything.
Got that.
So this is what I tell to my students.
Thank you, madam, for your time. I have taken extra than committed. And
I totally enjoyed it.
right, I enjoyed. I got to know a lot of things which in the beginning of the conversation I did not knew, and I wanted to keep that secret only. I did not share the questions only to know that okay, let that be natural conversation. Right. Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.